Hi, welcome to Haqq Takeoff. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use the count takeoff element, utilize the 3D tool, and visualize takeoff elements in 3D. Additionally, we will add reinforcement to our concrete elements. Let's get started. Let's continue where we left off. To start the takeoff with column footings, first, rename Group 1 to Column Footings. This helps keep your takeoff organized by clearly identifying the group associated with column footings. Now, let's take a quick look at the Takeoff tab. As you can see, our takeoff is divided into two main trades, foundation and superstructure. This way, we can get separate prices for each trade. Additionally, you can see column footings group we just created listed as a separate group under the foundation trade. Now, let's go back to our takeoff page. First things first, to zoom in and out, use your mouse scroll, and to pan, use the right mouse button. Now, before I start count elements, let's study the drawing a bit. I have a 4-foot square column footing with the top of footing elevation at -13 feet 4 inches and the top of slab elevation at -12 feet. However, I'm missing the depth of the column footing. Let's go to pages 500 and check typical interior footing detail. As you can see, the thickness of the footing is 1 foot. Now we can create our count element. Let's go back to our takeoff page, click on the count takeoff tool, and start filling out the form. Since the drawing doesn't specify a unique name for this footing, I'll label it FC1. The shape of the footing is square, and I'll use orange for all column footings. You can lock the color to keep it ready for the next column footing. The group is already set to column footings, so no need to change that. Next, we input the width and length, which are both 4 feet, then the thickness, which is 1 foot. For the elevation, if you refer to the drawing again, the top of footing is at -13 feet 4 inches, so we'll change the default value from bottom to top and enter -13 feet 4 inches. Concrete is selected by default with a concrete PSI of 4,000, which is correct for this job. Now let's click on Formulas to review. As you can see, there are multiple formulas and volume is selected by default. Since this element is concrete, we need the volume as our result to price it. We'll revisit these formulas in a separate tutorial in more detail to show the power of Haqq Takeoff's formulas. For now, let's close the formulas and click OK. Now you can see our column footing at the tip of the mouse pointer. Simply center the column footing and left-click to place it on the drawing at the location of the column footing. I know we don't have more of this footing type on this job, but let's keep clicking a few more times. As you click on the screen, you'll notice that in the left panel under the column footings group, our FC1 count element appears, along with a count of the clicks you've made so far. You can end this by pressing the escape button. To add more footings, simply click the play button in the left panel, then press escape to finish again. Since this job doesn't actually require multiple FC1 footings, let's delete the extras. Simply hover over the element you want to delete, right-click to open the menu, select the delete option, and repeat this for the other extra footings as well. If for any reason you think you need to edit the footing's height or other properties, go to the left panel and click the 3 dots next to the footing. This will reopen the form, allowing you to make any necessary changes. To save your changes, click OK, or to cancel, simply close the form using the X button in the top right. Haqq Takeoff elements cover the actual elements on the drawings, as you can see. Let's review what we have so far. We currently have only one FC1 footing, which is displayed in the left panel. Now let's go to the Takeoff tab. Here, you can see the FC1 footing listed under the column footings group, showing all its properties and the calculated volume for the FC1 element. Now let's go back to our Takeoff page. Just as a reminder, the top elevation of the FC1 footing was set to -13 feet 4 inches. Now click on the 3D button in the top right corner. This will open a new tab with the 3D view. If you move around the model, you can see our takeoff drawing at elevation 0 and FC1 footing is way below at elevation -13 feet 4 inches. If you move over to FC1 footing, you can see its elevation written at the right side bottom. Now what I want to do is I like to lower our page to -12 feet, which is the top of slab elevation. Let's go back to 2D and click the setting icon under the 3D button, and let's set base plane elevation to -12, then click Save. Now let's go back to 3D. As you can see, now page is lowered to -12 feet, and FC1 is still at -13 feet 4. Now I'm going to add other 2 column footings so we can move faster to the next step. I'm calling this footing FC2, and this one is rectangular, so I am selecting rectangular from drop-down menu and keeping the same color and group. X direction is 8 feet, Y direction is 6 feet. Thickness is 1 foot, and changing elevation to top and entering top of footing elevation as minus 13 feet 4 inches, then click OK. Then place the footing right on top where it is located. Now this one is FC3. Select square back from drop-down menu. X and Y directions are 6 feet, thickness is 1 foot. Change elevation to top and enter 13 feet for top of footing, then click OK and place it where it belongs. Let's go back to our 3D model and check if everything is in the correct position. All 3 column footings concrete volume calculations are done. Now let's go back to 2D to add reinforcing steel. In the left panel, locate the element where you want to add or view rebar, then click the 3 dots next to the element name to open the menu and select Show Rebars for that element. As you can see, we don't have any rebar listed yet for the FC3 footing. Let's close this window for now. You can also right-click directly on the element to open the Edit menu. From here, you can select Show Rebars to view the rebar details. In this window, you can click the plus sign at the bottom left to add rebar. Let's close this window again. If you want to start adding rebar directly, you can right-click and select Add Rebar from the menu. This is the rebar form. At the top, you can see the name of the concrete element we're adding rebar to, which is FC3. Below that, you can see the class of the concrete, the PSI, and the dimensions of our concrete element. Let's close this form for now and check the rebar detail for the column footings by looking at the typical footing detail. As you can see, it specifies number 5 rebar at 12 inches on center each way. Now go to the left panel, find the page for our takeoff, and click on the element menu for the footing where you want to add rebar. Then select Show Rebars and click the plus sign to open the rebar form. I'm showing you different ways to open the rebar form, but this isn't my preferred method. Here's how I usually do it. I go to the Detail Page tab, right-click, and select Split Right. Then I adjust the size of the detail window to locate the needed detail and go back to the takeoff page. After that, I right-click on the element and select Add Rebar. This way, I have the rebar form and the rebar detail open side by side for easy reference. Focus on where it says Direction X and Range Y and look at the picture on the right side. The direction indicates how the rebar will be placed, while the range determines the spacing for subsequent rebar placements. The rebar form defaults to direction X and range Y. Next, we go down to select the rebar size and enter either the quantity or spacing. Since the spacing is specified as 12 inches on center and 12 inches is already set by default, there's no need to change it. Now look at the rebar picture. It's showing straight rebar with a 6-foot length. Below the picture, you can see the quantity, size, shape, length, and weight of the rebar to be added. Since this element is square, we could simply set the multiplier to 2 and add a note, such as each way, but instead I'll add a separate rebar for the Y direction. This way, it can be easily copied for rectangular elements. I'll set the multiplier to 1 and add a note saying long way, then click Save and New, which opens a new form. Now I change the direction to Y, which automatically changes the range to X, making this our short way rebar. I'll adjust the rebar size to number 5. The spacing is still set to 12 inches. I'll add a note, short way, then click Save. Next, right-click to open the Show Rebars window. Now you'll see both long way and short way rebars listed. Check the box at the top left and click Copy Rebar. Close this window. Now open Show Rebars for the other 2 footings. Check the box and click Paste. For rectangular footings, Haqq Takeoff will automatically adjust the lengths. Repeat the same steps for the last footing by checking the box and clicking Paste Rebar. Simple as that. Now that we've calculated the concrete volume and rebar weight, let's head to the Takeoff tab to review. Under the foundation trade, column footings are neatly grouped, showing concrete volumes and rebar weights for each, as well as group totals. We'll cover pricing in a separate tutorial. You're now ready to move on to the next tutorial on continuous footings and walls.